Okay, so hi guys. So I think this would be the last topic for how you're going to write your application letter. So some things up. So again, you have to make sure that if you're going to write your application letter, or rather print your application letter, it should have a good quality white paper. Again, good quality white paper. And if ever that you're going to insert that in an envelope, the standard it should be the same color and quality. So let's say for example, if you're going to send your resume or your application letter via snail mail, or if they really require to put it in an envelope, make sure that the envelope as well is of high quality or good quality rather, because that will represent you as what we have discussed in the first video. Your application letter speaks about you. So the standard size of the paper, that's 8.5 by 11. That's short or letter size. So we have here your block style or the full block style format. All lines begin at the left margin. So that's full block. Next, number 4, 1-inch margin. So make sure that it should be not be narrow or 1.5, 1.5. No, it should be normal, or what we call 1 inch. So 1, 1, 1, 1 for the margin. Then we have 1 inch for the margin. Next is the font size. The font size should be at least 12 because that is the standard. So font size, again, that's 12. And for the font style, it's you have to use the style that it's easier to read. So we have Times New Roman, Calibri, or Cambria. So these are the three font style that you may use. Again, Times New Roman, Calibri, or Cambria. But in other case, or in my case, other people would use Calibri or Arial because it's also readable. Again, in the sixth guideline, make sure that the font should be easy to read. If you think it's easier, so you may use Arial as well. So we have here 3 Times New Roman, Calibri, and Cambria. I usually use Calibri, but in other case, I think I use Arial. But I think no, not I think, but Calibri it's actually easier to read. Then we have single space. Always check your format because others they thought that it's normal, or I mean it's single space although it's formatted still. So that's why before you type, you simply need to highlight everything. So Control A. Then if you can see there in your Microsoft Word, you have there the normal, no spacing. You click the no spacing. Then right after clicking no spacing, you format the paragraph into single space and other stuffs. Because others, even though they would say that it's single space, there is still a space or a bigger space in every sentence or in every line, because the format is normal. So that's why. And number 8, that's one page minimum. No, one page maximum. If in application letter, as much as possible, it's only one page. Do not include everything because although you're trying to sell all your credentials, you have to to get only the important things or highlights, because everything should be indicated as well in your resume. So one page maximum for the application letter. And print using a laser print printer, or anything as long as it's readable. So we have here the checklist. We have the checklist. Keep it short. That's number 1. That's why it should be concise, brief, or concise, or it should be what do you call this one? Only the highlights, important things that you think your prospective employer would actually be of interest, or they will be interested in your application letter. Next, do not use abbreviation. So do not the same thing with the date. You do not abbreviate Jan for January, Feb for February. No, you have to use, or I mean to fully spell out everything. Remember to include the area code with your cell phone number. Our area code is +63, or plus 63. Others would say +639, then 63938, something like that. So you write your contact number. Avoid using contractions. So same thing, because this is a formal, this is a business letter. So you have to be formal. We avoid contractions. So what are these contractions? Contractions are words that are combined together to be it's like just like coffee, like three in one. So you combine everything in just one sachet. So same thing in what we call this one, in application letter, we don't use contractions like your I've, your I'll, your I for I have, your I'll for I will, your I'm for I am. We don't use that. Avoid contractions. Spell out numbers 1 to 10. Use 1 to 10. Use numbers values above that. So same thing. This is also similar in making your research. If the number is from 1 to 10, you have to spell it out. 1, 2, 3, 4 until 10. However, if it's beyond 10, we have 11 to 13. You may just use numbers. Number 6, make every statement positive. Do not say that you are not qualified. Of course, because you're applying for a job, and if you are not confident enough with your credentials, so why apply? So we have to make sure that it's gonna be positive, that you are qualified or suitable for the position, but not to the extent that it sounds very very that you're very what was the term, that you are so like, I forgot the term. It's like that you're so proud, you're like a braggart or something. It shouldn't sound that way. Again, in making an application letter, there is still a sense of humility. Next is keep the tone and content professional. So that's why you only include the highlights in your application letter, the important things that you think your prospective employer would be interested. Would be interested. Next is keep the tone and state the position to which you're applying. So that's why if you're going to apply, you have to specify the position that you're applying for. Explain why you want the job. So that's why but usually um in other application letters, like in my case, I don't anymore write or try to explain why I want the job. I will just tell them about my credentials, and I will just tell them in during the interview my reason why of course I want the job. But it's still up to you. However, it should sound that you're not really begging for like you're not really begging for the job, like you really have to please and so on, please please please, that you sound so desperate. As much as possible, avoid that. Next is clearly describe ways you will contribute. So that's why what are the things that you could do for the company, so you tell them. That's in this second or no third and fourth paragraph. Next is avoid generic phrases such as I have excellent interpersonal skills. You want your letter to be unique. So this one is generic. It's so it's actually what is this interpersonal skills that you have. So avoid having this generic statements. So as much as possible, you may be specific. What are the skills that you have that you think the company can benefit, or that you can be an asset in the company? What are the skills that you possess? And the last one, tell the reader what you're going to do next. So that's why in the last part you have to tell them if you want to be interviewed, if you're looking forward if you're looking forward to work with them, or to working with the company, or to looking forward to working to discussing with them about your credentials and so on and so forth. It should be indicated as well in the third and fourth paragraph, or no, in the last paragraph, I mean. And the last one is always check and recheck your spelling. Check and then recheck your spelling, your grammar, and punctuation. Read it yourself, read it backwards, have at least one person to to proofread it for you. Now, this is actually crucial as well in passing your resume or your application letter, because you have to make sure that there is no, as much as possible, no error in your application letter. You have to read, check the grammar, check the spelling, because you cannot say that it's typo error, because the prospective employer would tell that you did not prepare well your application letter, since it's in the guidelines that you have to check the spelling, check the grammar, and as well as the punctuation. So you may ask other people, let's say those who are really experts, or those already professional, or those with let's say with experience in with the, I mean experience applying, or those who are already working. So you can ask them for some advice, yeah, or advices with regards to your application letter to make it better. Okay, so I think that's the end of the topic that we have here. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you've learned something out of this video. And this is only the first part of our topic. The second part would be about resume. So I'll be teaching you on how you can create, or yeah, on how you can write a very good resume, and the other stuffs or other kinds of resume. Okay, so thank you so much. And this, yeah, I think we're all done. That's it. So I hope that you've learned something, and you may refer. So this is one last. You may refer this in the picture that I sent to you. This is how your application would look like. It should be in what we call in format full block. I just don't know. I'm sorry because my phone, this one, it's cracked. So anyway, thank you so much. Even though it's cracked. Okay, so I hope that you can see there. So this is how your application letter would look like. It's full block. Everything is at the side, and you have here the label for the parts. Okay, so that's it. So thank you so much again, and keep safe, and bye bye.